Hello teacups, what's brewing? Lovely to see you again. I had some time today and I seem to be on the mend from the cold I've had all week, so my voice is back with me. I wanted to react to Chantal and some of the stuff she's done. I realise I am late with it. I know that's not a shock, but here we are. I was thinking she would have uploaded last night, but we have just clicked over into November, so I guess it's not as urgent now. So given that we don't have brand new content, we might have by the time I edit this, I thought I would look at the Halloween stuff. I'm not really going to go into her Halloween shopping except to talk about seeing her unfiltered for the first time. Man, that was quite the shock. I know we know she filters and I know it's very obvious she filters. But wow, we hadn't seen her real face for a while. And when we look at the state of her skin, and I've taken a few screen grabs here, I've tried not to be shady with the screen grabs. I've tried not to catch her mid-speech or in the middle of a turn. I don't want to make these look worse than they are. So I've tried to take pictures that are an accurate representation without being mean. That is a big difference. So let's talk about this a little bit. We have had skincare discussions before, but it's an interest of mine, so it's always nice to have it again. Now, in recent years, as I've gotten a bit older and the hold of, I love makeup, but the hold of makeup has been harder to grasp because one, I'm a little further away in terms of getting all the indie releases and things like that. It's hard enough when you're in the UK and trying to get them from America, trying to get them here is quite difficult. But two, as I get a little bit older, I focus more on making sure like my skin is in good condition because it becomes harder to hide things with makeup and you don't always want to look very heavily made up. With me living in this climate now, it's very difficult to keep makeup pristine through the day. You sweat a lot, it's incredibly hot in the summers. It's okay in the winter, but it's incredibly hot in the summers. And you just want to be able to put on the minimum and go. So I've focused more on taking care of my skin, even though I've always done it a little because my skin is very pale. And so living in this climate and not always being able to find good foundations for me mean that I try and take care of things. Now, I don't want to think I'm sitting here and saying, well, look, my skin is good. I'm lucky with my skin for the most part for my age. I'm 41 years old, but my skin is not perfect. I don't have a filter on, but I do have a light. If I turn this light off, ooh, my eyes have just adjusted because I had the ring of light. If I come in quite close here, you can see I have lines under my eyes. You can see my skin is not perfect. I tend to have little breakouts right here. I had that corrected earlier this year, but it still needs a bit of work. And it's not entirely smooth. I've done some work to try and minimize the sebaceous filaments and stuff I was having problems with in my T-zone, but I don't have perfect skin. I do have wrinkles on my eyes and very hooded eyes. It all comes out. I don't mind aging. I just want to age gracefully, you know? Turn the light back on. Oh, blinded myself. Chantal is obviously having some problems with her skin. She has mentioned rosacea before. Now, an obvious solution to probably a number of her health concerns, including her skin, is changing how she eats because her body is a reflection of what she puts into it a lot of the time. But with that notwithstanding, what could she do here? Because when you look at this, she doesn't actually have a lot in the way of wrinkles because her skin is still quite full. I think the bags under her eyes are becoming a lot more pronounced and she's got a lot of pot marking on her skin, but mainly it's because she's not taking care of two things. One, she said she had rosacea. My mum used to suffer from that, but this looks a bit like acne rosacea. I don't know if she's still got any coloring on this. But two, she's also got some quite deep sebaceous filament, which are the little dots that you think are blackheads but aren't, all over her skin. Now, she doesn't tend to go to professionals, but I would say first, go to a professional, not a Lush employee, go to a professional, a dermatologist, and find out what your skin type is. Because I would say there, even though she's always said she's dry, that she might actually be oily based on the issue she's having with her pores there. I always thought I had dry skin because I used to have very dry patches. When I went to the dermatologist this year, he said, no, based on this, I think you might be combination. And that means that my products that I use day to day aren't designed for my skin. I was buying it for very dry, and I had to just make some really simple changes because skincare for combination skin is just going to be formulated differently. 2, if we look on her forehead, especially in the second picture, she's got lots and lots of little bumps that might be acne. A really funny way that you can actually really help that, I used to have a tiny patch right here that I thought was eczema because, as I said, I used to have dry skin in some places, and my family as on the whole is prone to eczema. And actually, I can't remember what they called it, some kind of dermatitis. It's the equivalent of dandruff on your face. And what I think Foodie should try as an easy way to do this is just have a week where she washes her face with Head and Shoulders, you know, the shampoo you have for dandruff. Because if she's got fungal acne, if she's got lots and lots of little bumps on her forehead, doing that for a few days can actually be really effective, and it wouldn't cost her a lot to try. And it would just get rid of a bit of the surface congestion, which could be good. Outside of a dermatologist that could advise her better than I can, I would also say the way she does her skincare, 1, just general cleanliness. If we look really close here, her eyes look a little bit different. That happens to me sometimes as well, because like sometimes the way you put your eyeliner on, sometimes the way you put your mascara on, sometimes the fact that I'm sitting slightly like this or slightly like this, depending on the angle of the camera. It happens. Generally, it's not too bad for me. But if we go close up here, you can see on this eye at the side, she's got a layer under here of old eyeliner or old mascara. And it's just her not cleaning her makeup off well enough, particularly for mascara, which can get right in there in the lashes. When I was just using micellar water on mascara, I'd wake up the next day and I'd have some left over. You know how it goes. So double cleansing just to really remove that means that I don't have that in the morning, but also I don't then have it ingrained in my pillow and I'm not sleeping in it. So if you're getting acne on the side of your face that you sleep on a lot more than the other side, because I sleep on my side, then it could be your pillow. Lastly, I would say she needs to understand what actives in the skincare routines do more. There is a really good search engine that explains that. I can't remember the name of it. It's a collection of letters. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But whenever she's tried putting actives into her routine, she cries and goes, "Oh, I just can't, it burns, I'm so sensitive." Your skin can be really sensitive, but it's more likely she's making her skin really sensitive because of the actives. I would say she needs salicylic acid in her routine. I would say if that's too strong for her, try glycolic, try lactic. But her skincare doesn't need to be complicated. Like, I do mine. I wake up, I wash my face, I tone it. I have a serum in the morning, a vitamin C serum, and I put on my moisturizer and my sun cream, obviously. In the night, I'm pretty much doing the same, except I use either tretinoin or a salicylic acid cleanser or something like that, something that I don't want to go outside wearing, and obviously no sun cream overnight. So I keep that pretty simple, but it keeps my face going. I'll occasionally do maintenance things, like when I went to the dermatologist and I got this, when I got the prescription for tretinoin that I use at night, because I'm interested in it for the anti-aging and I was having a problem with a breakout down there. So she could look into that potentially. I don't know if that'd be the right choice for her. That would be something for the dermatologist. And this winter, I think I'm gonna book a set of salicylic acid peels because I do tend to have that congestion in my pores. Now that's not necessary, that's not something you have to do, but I feel like she could do so much more with her skincare than she's doing. I'm also dying. I caught up with Pulp and he was like, Milk's gonna have to talk about this. I'm dying over how she's done a lipstick in this. I think it's that black honey. It looks like a lip gloss. The one thing I'll give her here is that using a gloss is more forgiving than not. I'm actually not using a gloss today. I'm using, oh no, what's on my lips? I think it was a Maybelline cream lipstick and then a little bit of my cream blush on top to make sure the colours gelled. But you can really see where the filter helps her. She always has a slightly uneven lip because this part of her lip is always bigger than the other. That's totally fine. I have very uneven lips. This part is smaller. I slightly overline this part and I slightly underline this part and it kind of figures itself out. But because her filter smooths out all the lines, it looks uneven, but it looks cohesive. Here you can really see what she does. And when we get really close, this side of her lip just looks really uneven. Like, stop overlining on one side. Look at what your actual lip size is and work with that. Because she overlines so much, I don't think she knows her own lip shape anymore. If you look down the bottom, you can see this bit is all smudged from, probably from the mocha she had, actually. Is this, I can't remember if this is the part after the mocha. So when the straw goes in, it smudges here. I've had that happen to me. But it shows you how far over her lip she's lining. So yeah, I realised this was a lot of skincare talk that you might not care about. I might actually timestamp the react for those who don't care about this. But she needs to clean her skin better. She needs to be careful of a pillowcase. She needs the right actives with professional advice. And she needs to be slow in how she introduces them. She's got no patience. And also, as a quick hack, try washing your face with Head and Shoulders. So there we are. So now we've seen her real face, let's move on to where we absolutely do not see her real face, shall we? Okay, so here's Foodie's Halloween mukbang presentation. Guys, when I saw the thumbnail, I thought that someone, it was like a clip show channel, that had taken her face and filtered it over with like a clown thing, but no, she chose to do this to herself. Now, she does have the filters up pretty high here, and you can see that because look how smooth her skin looks under this crap. All of that texture that she has in the unfiltered version, we're not seeing through this, and this would be catching on all of it. I would also say that the pinky purple thing she's got in her face is quite light, and her eyes are looking a little bit light, not quite grey, but a little bit light. And I do wonder on that donut if we're seeing some colour issues there because of how she describes it. But here she is. She's No Face from the Miyazaki movie. What's it called? Spirited Away. One tiny piece of credit for the fact that she at least tried to edit.
Hello guys, hello. How are you? How are you?
Hi.
Now, I had to do this with like cheap Halloween makeup, but I'm supposed to be No Face from...
I can see what she was trying for. She didn't actually have to do this with cheap Halloween makeup, by the way. Most of it is black and white and this purple colour. She could have done this with regular makeup. All you need is some eyeliner and some black shadow.
Spirited Away. But I don't know, it kind of looks like John Wayne Gacy had a love child with no face.
Well, you said it, not me.
Oh, anyway. Okay, so I have, there's a fly that's annoying. Like, it's, when I had my window open last night, this fly got in.
This fly makes me laugh the whole time because it makes this whole thing so much worse. Sometimes these flies happen. I get little flies around the house sometimes. I have spray because I don't like bugs, but you can't always avoid them. But it just adds to the scene so much.
Anyways, happy Halloween, guys. I hope you're having an amazing day.
I had a fine day. Our little housing unit part, all the people who had kids that wanted to do trick-or-treating, we set up some trick-or-treating around here because there aren't really events for it, so it was fun.
Evening, night, Halloween night. So today is like a huge, my favorite like day of the year. And
I thought as a Muslim she couldn't do that. It's been quite interesting at school because some kids, they're like, oh, we're doing this for Halloween, we're going to get pumpkins for Halloween, because those are things you can do inside your own house if you want to. And then one of my students said, oh, one of the other teachers told me off for saying Halloween, saying we weren't allowed to say it. So there are different attitudes to how welcoming people are to Halloween. Like whether they ban it, whether they're okay with it but they don't celebrate it, or whether they're against it, you know? But modest Mariam here is supposed to be fully Muslim and likes to judge us on her standards.
I just really wanted to have like a huge treat day, just go all out, and I certainly did.
Oh, maybe that's it then. Maybe if she wasn't celebrating Halloween because she's Muslim, then she couldn't have justified the treat day. That explains it. She's not back yet, right? Are we thinking she hasn't gotten back on the wagon yet?
So for my big treat meal, trick or treat meal. I'm having some knife chicken restaurant. So
Knife is like an Arabic version of KFC.
some cheese sticks, a steam, like knockoff Mountain Dew, I guess. Curly fries, cheese sauce, chicken burger, and some Halloween donuts from Krispy Kreme.
Oh, that is a lot.
See the monster donuts?
Yes, I see them.
Aren't they cute? I'm gonna pick one and eat one now.
Pick one and eat one? I don't think so.
Like
Eat one
after
on
my
camera.
dinner. So, bismillah, let's dig into this. This is a spicy chicken burger. And Knife has the best, this is like a ground chicken patty. They have the best chicken burgers. So let's eat this beauty bite.
I was going to say I'm surprised she doesn't have ketchup, but then I remembered she had cheese sauce.
I don't know if I'm gonna like the cheese sauce.
You don't know if you're going to like the cheese sauce. You, the queen of cheese.
It's pretty good.
I thought she was going to dip the mozzarella sticks in the cheese sauce then.
No cheese ball.
You got
It might be hard to
delivered.
see me a bit because
She might have had this delivered, but if it takes over 40 minutes, it's homemade, right?
the lighting, but
We can't see you because the filters and the face paint.
alright, so I want to talk about a scary story for the occasion.
Is that a diet, did she say?
That
Or
fry
she just
tasted like
doesn't
a
care.
pretzel.
Doesn't really matter if she's eating donuts as well, but there we go.
So this story is called The Curse of the Deadly Number.
Ooh. Which Wikipedia page did she get this from?
So apparently there's this number provided by this Bulgarian phone company. You can't have any of my chicken burger.
Then get her off the
And
table.
the number is 0888-888-888. So there's 3 people who have had this number who have passed away within a 5-year period. So they're saying that the phone number is cursed, and so cursed that they've removed it from circulation. This Bulgarian phone company has removed it from circulation.
I don't know where she's gotten this story from. I find it a little surprising simply because 8 is a lucky number in China. So numbers like that, I'm assuming there are business links in different countries to Chinese companies. Numbers like that, where it's like all 8s, that kind of thing, they usually get snapped up pretty quickly for that significance.
You bet?
It's a bite. I wouldn't say it's a beauty.
So the first victim was the former CEO of this phone company, Vladimir Grashnov. So he died of cancer at the age of 48.
The black makeup around her eyes and mouth just makes this so much more horrific somehow. Why?
Acquiring the 888 number from the company, his own company. This could all be a coincidence, by the way. And, you know,
Yeah, you think?
it's weird that the number is all
Little bird just landed by my window.
8. Like, is there like a symbolic meaning to the number 8 that I'm not aware of?
Like I said, in China it's considered very lucky. So usually when you get numbers like that, like there has to be a number in the chain that's all the same number. That's just how it goes. But they usually get snapped up for that reason. It's just like how 4 is an unlucky number because it sounds like the number for death in Japan. So when you have a floor in the hospital, they'll have like floor 3B.
Some people speculated that Vladimir was poisoned by the competition, but
I mean, it's possible.
you don't have to go that far and resort to violence and offing people who are your competition.
Yeah, because, you know, business is worth billions, or however much it was worth. People never do stupid things for money.
All you have to do
Case in point.
is offer unlimited data.
Foodie the businesswoman. Wow, I always put my washing machine on before I do this, and I shouldn't, because it's just taken off.
Doesn't taste like Mountain Dew. It tastes a bit like floor cleaner, but
Oh,
the
lovely.
lemon kind. So the next
So it's
victim
okay?
was Konstantin Dimitrov. I'm butchering these names. He was 31 and he was at dinner. He was at dinner with his model girlfriend, and he was shot. He was a mafia boss.
Alright, so it doesn't seem like it was the number then, does it?
So probably a, drug-related crime where you have the competition, like they do with the cartels, etc., mafia. It's not unheard of and not uncommon.
She's so well versed in international things.
And then you have another fellow, the third person, unfortunate person, who had this number. Vladimir Konstantin Dishlyev. The second Konstantin, same spelling of the name as the former victim. Mm-hmm. This guy in 2005 was eating at an Indian restaurant and was shot dead while eating. If he wasn't shot, I'm sure the butter chicken would have taken him out.
Oh, that freeze frame. I was going to say, was that meant to be a joke? Jesus Christ, what have I done? It's a cursed image. She doesn't help herself with these videos, does she?
Now, this Konstantin was also, he was a businessman known to be involved in corrupt operations.
Okay. Like
drug trafficking. So yeah, it's weird that all these people passed away within this 5-year span, and they all had the same number, and the number was just a bunch of 8s. And 2 of those victims had the same first name.
Yeah, it all sounds like it was a conspiracy. What is the life expectancy of some kind of mafia boss, out of interest? Where is she getting this data from? Who was keeping track of this?
Maybe it's a really common name over there in Bulgaria. I don't know. But
was this a TikTok she copied? That's she does the creepypastas and just tends to regurgitate something she's seen on TikTok.
To me, it just sounds like a coincidence. I mean, how would they even know? Keep track of that?
Yeah, so why are you telling the story?
I'm sure there's a lot of people who passed away who have similar, who have used the same number. I don't know.
All right, so what's the point of this?
It's a little eerie.
Eat some burgers? No, it's not.
But it's not. I mean, especially 2 of them were involved in the mafia. Julia really wants a donut. No!
Scariest thing we've got so far in this video is her makeup and her cat voice. Half-chewed burger, how lovely.
So that's the story. I should watch Spirited Away. I haven't watched it in a while. So yeah, this is breaking my no fast food thing, but...
Didn't she say, I know she did a weigh-in where she was like, I gained weight, no, I plateaued, no, I did the numbers wrong? I don't know. But didn't she say that she had been cheating and so that's why she had gained or plateaued or whatever she did? Clearly she's been having fast food before now, even if you count the bechamel as homemade when it's not.
Tomorrow, I'm right back on it.
Mm-hmm. Is that why we haven't had video yet?
Treadmill bees. I'm going to take a break and try these donuts.
She has been eyeing those donuts like they might run away.
I wanted the low light.
Oh, that fly.
It's the killer fly. I wanted the low light for ambiance, but...
Okay, low light?
Green, purple. Let's show you.
She says purple there, where it's actually kind of a light blue, which is what makes me think the filters are up.
All of these. I don't know. His name is Frank, as in Frankenstein. I forget what this monster's name is. Something Vlad. Dracula.
Vlad the Impaler.
I love the Dracula. Hi, baby. Get the fly. Be useful.
I demand you be useful to me. That cat doesn't owe you anything. Go get her vaccinated and spayed.
And this little pumpkin. So,
oh, that's coming up. 2nd of November, Chantal, TikTok.
I'm gonna try the Dracula. I love Dracula.
That fly.
Do you know how long it's been since I've had a donut?
Probably about 30 minutes. That's a lot of Nutella. And that's quite the O face for something that is, I'm sure, a delicious donut, but basically a donut with Nutella.
There's chocolate or Nutella or something inside.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Oh, the black makeup makes it so much worse.
Nutella.
Pulpy took that voice note and he just slowed it down and it made me feel uncomfortable.
I think if you plan meals like this, listen, she's freaking out over the fly.
You should be freaking out.
It could be good for mental health.
No.
That's so good.
Jesus. I think if you plan meals like this, it could be good for mental health. No. It means you could give into your craving, which makes you happier in the short term. What's good for mental health is getting a hold on your relationship with food so you don't feel like such a slave to it. What's good for you doesn't always feel good. I realize this is something she will never learn, but what's good for you doesn't always feel good.
The fly is going nuts because
your house is filthy, because you're covered in sugar, because you've got food everywhere, because you've probably got trash all over the floor.
I want the Frankenstein donut.
Particularly the Frankenstein one. She will fight that fly. No one's getting it but her. Oh, that is quite the side view, the icing around the mouth.
Juice. That's it. Juice.
That
Get
cat
the fly,
wants
Juice.
nothing to do with
She
her.
climbs us like it's Everest. Who needs a cat tree when you have
Jesus, get it out of your
a
face.
gaming chair laying around?
How does she live in Kuwait without some bug spray in the house? How does she live in the state she lives in Kuwait without some bug spray in the house?
This fly is bold, man. It knows it's faster than me. Maybe I'll kill it with my garlic breath. Get out of here! I have some fly murdering to do, so... Oh.
Smack
It wants me to
yourself in
hit
the face.
myself, I
Yeah,
know.
smack yourself in the face. Go on.
Okay, I gotta go. I hope you enjoy your Halloween. I was gonna do a live stream, but I'm gonna spend the evening with Salah. We're gonna watch scary movies, so I'll see you guys in the future. Bye. Have a spectacular decent time.
Alright, and that's Foodie. I really do feel that this video encompassed a lot of what we expect from Foodie in a lot of ways. We had the story that she didn't really research and didn't really understand. We had the donuts that she was definitely only going to eat one of. We had the fly going around, the half-eaten meal that was definitely for later or not going to be consumed, and the lie about spending time with her husband. So if you needed a primer on what Foodie's videos are like when she's not going off with rage, there you go. This had most of it in it. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you there and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.